Hey, greetings YouTubers, and welcome back to another Todd E. Walnuts unboxing video. It's a early Saturday morning as I'm recording this. It's a little bit crisp and chilly in the great state of Wisconsin. I think it's in like 23 degrees or something like that Fahrenheit. So I do have some yard work I want to get done today at some point, but before I do that, I would like to do a little unboxing of the Eurocrypt of Christopher Lee collection that was put up by Severin Films in 2021. I just recently got this about a week ago or so. I haven't even opened it yet, but we're going to do that right now in this video. They also have a volume 2, which I did order, and you will see that in the next update video, but it hasn't arrived just yet. So get yourselves relaxed, get a beverage and a snack. The girls are here. It's breakfast time at the Walnuts compound, and we're going to talk about Christopher Lee. So before we take the plastic off, we'll just kind of give the box a once over, and it has really cool artwork. It's a really heavy set. There's quite a few movies that are included in this set. And it is a 9-disc with a book and a CD. So you get 8 Blu-rays and 1 CD for the 9 discs. And the movies inside are Sherlock Holmes and the Deadly Necklace, Crypt of the Vampire, The Torture Chamber of Dr. Sadism, Challenge of the Devil, Castle of the Living Dead, and Theater Macabre. And on the back you can see some of the characters that are portrayed in these movies. It says, from Dracula to Jedi Master, Bond villain to metal god. They didn't mention anything about Lord of the Rings, which is a shame because that was probably one of his greatest roles other than Dracula, to me anyway. Christopher Lee's 70-year career was rich, varied, and often pretty weird. That was a quote from The Guardian. Christopher Lee was a great actor. It says he remains one of the most beloved horror fantasy icons in US and UK pop culture history. But Christopher Lee delivered several of the most compelling, acclaimed, and bizarre performances of his entire career in 1960s Europe. The Eurocrypt of Christopher Lee brings together 5 of these Lee classics, which we just mentioned all those. We don't have to revisit the titles, with a 24 surviving episode of the 1971 film Polski anthology series, Theater Macabre, hosted by Lee. All remastered from negative materials with over 10 hours of trailers, rare promos, audio commentaries, and vintage interviews, plus the Castle of the Living Dead soundtrack, and an all-new 100-page book by Lee biographer Jonathan Rigby. So this is a pretty nice box set. This is just a little bit of info about the region ratings and everything. So it's region free. Crypt of the Vampires is only region A according to this. So just be aware of that, I guess, if you're overseas and you want to buy this. If you don't have a region-free player, you will not be able to watch Crypt of the Vampire. So let's get the shrink wrap off, and we'll dive right into this. Okay, so the plastic is off. The movies are out. And I just wanted to kind of show the box one more time, just to kind of show the quality of it. It's very sturdy. We give it the old customary walnuts knock that we always do. Very sturdy, heavy-duty box. And that should last for a long, long time, especially if you take good care of it. Really nice. I like that a lot. So we'll push the box off to the side and we'll start to go through the movies, and then we'll go through the book at the end, and then we'll wrap it up. So here is Castle of the Living Dead. Beautiful artwork there on the cover. I've said it before, I'll say it again. When it comes to Gothic horror, the British are tops in my books, and other people have mentioned Italian. Yes, they're really good at Gothic horror too. I just slightly prefer the British Gothic horror, but there's no wrong answer. The first ever authorized release of the original uncut version scanned in 4K with new special features, and here they are here. So if we can zoom in and get you guys a good look there at the bonus features. The CD soundtrack is pretty nice. I like it when they include that. You can see some of the stills. There's Donald Sutherland. This movie came out in 1964. Black and white, 90 minutes running time. And you get the CD soundtrack here. And you get the Blu-ray. And you also do get the kind of a index card with the listings of the CD tracks. Really, really nice. So that was Castle of the Living Dead from 1964. And the next one is a double Blu-ray set here. This is called Challenge of the Devil, and it also comes with a disc called Relics from the Crypt. So we'll talk a little bit about Challenge the Devil. I think I said Challenge of the Devil, but it's just Challenge the Devil. Take a look at the art there. Beautiful. And here's the disc for Challenge the Devil. Here's the disc for Relics from the Crypt. And I believe this is a documentary with some other goodies kind of thrown in on that disc. And we'll read a little bit about it on the back of this card here. So, Relics from the Crypt. It says Horror, 1964 Swiss documentary, short by Pierre K., featuring interviews with Christopher Lee, Boris Karloff, Vincent Price, Roger Corman, and Roy Ashton. It's 16 minutes. It is in French language with English subs. And you also get The Man Behind the Mask, a Christopher Lee Remembers Boris Karloff from a 1991 documentary, 34 minutes running time. You get Cinescope, 1976 Belgian TV interview. It's 52 minutes with it's French with English subtitles. You get Colin Grimshaw interviews Christopher Lee in 1975. That runs 17 minutes. Audio interview with Christopher Lee, accompanied by stills from the Del Valle archive collection and video introduction, 27 minutes running time. Monsters and Vampires interview with pioneering horror historian Alan Frank, 15 minutes. Wow, there's a lot of stuff on that second disc. It's kind of a mixed bag of goodies about, little hidden and rare items about Christopher Lee. The Crypt Keepers making of Crypt of the Vampire featurette with screenwriter Ernesto Gastaldi, assistant director Tonino Valeri, and film historian Fabio Maleli, 34 minutes running time. It's in Italian with English subtitles. And a couple more there. You can read those if you want to pause that. But there's a lot of really, really rare good stuff here on this second disc called Relics from the Crypt. So far, this box set's a home run. Next up is the Crypt of the Vampire. Let's see what we can read about this one. It Came out in 1964, black and white, 85 minutes running time. And for the special features, it only has a trailer, but that's okay. They already made up for it and then some with some of the other bonus features from the previous discs. This is the first official US Blu-ray release from a fine grain 35mm master. At the top there's a tagline that says, "Truly haunting, brimming with atmosphere and shot in authentic Gothic ruins. It's a must for anyone who enjoys vintage horror," starring Christopher Lee. And that was a quote by DVD Drive-In, whoever that is. I have no idea. And there is the disc. Really looking forward to diving into some of this older black and white Gothic British horror. So that was Crypt of the Vampire from 1964. And the next one is called Sherlock Holmes and the Deadly Necklace. There's the disc. And this one came out in 1962. 86 minutes running time. And it does have one bonus feature. It's an audio commentary with film writers Kim Newman and Barry Forshaw. There's a quote here at the top. It says, "What a wondrous Holmes. Lee's interpretation of the character is one of the finest ever." Again, DVD Drive-In. I have no idea who that is. Don't take their word for it and don't take my word for it. Watch it for yourself and form your own opinion, but I believe that quote is probably accurate because Christopher Lee was great in everything he did. I don't think I've ever seen him play Sherlock Holmes, so I'm looking forward to checking this out. And that is Sherlock Holmes and the Deadly Necklace from 1962. Here's another one that's very interesting to me. This is called Christopher Lee Presents Theater Macabre. And apparently this was a Polish anthology series that was hosted by Christopher Lee. It's a 2-disc set. So you get disc 1 right there. And disc 2. With that beautiful mustache there, Christopher Lee. And let's see what we can find out about this one. It came out 1971-72, 610 minutes running time. And it has 24 episodes on 2 discs. Hopefully it's in English. I don't see that. But we'll read the top here. It says, "No one in the history of film has ever captured the irresistible erotic allure of corruption and decadence the way Christopher Lee did." That was a quote by Ceylon. And it goes on to say, the Polish anthology series hosted by Lee featuring 24 remastered episodes on 2 discs. The bonus feature is that it has a promo with Christopher Lee. And I'm really hoping this is in English language. It doesn't say otherwise, so I'm kind of assuming that it is English. Because I feel like if it would have been in Polish, they would have definitely pointed that out and said, you know, with English subtitles or something, but I'm not seeing that. So, oh, right here. Dubbed into English and featuring additional dialogue by Jesse Lasky Jr. With new theme music by Ron Goodwin. It has remained largely unseen since its brief airing on American TV in 1971. These are the 24 surviving episodes. Wow. So this is kind of a piece of history that they saved the series, or at least a portion of it. So they saved the remaining 24 episodes here on this Blu-ray set, Theater Macabre. hosted by Christopher Lee. Okay, so the last movie in the set before we go through the book is called The Torture Chamber of Dr. Sadism. Again, beautiful artwork with that Gothic kind of a dungeon feel to it. And it is a 1-disc set. And on the back, some more info. You have, we'll check that out, Christopher Lee. Looks like a ghoul. This one's in full color. That's cool. 1967, 84 minutes running time. This one has quite a bit of special features too. You get audio commentary, interviews, German Super 8 digest short, a couple of them. Really nice. A restoration slideshow. You get to kind of see how they restored the film. A nightmarish fairy tale brought to life. One of the most atmospheric old world horror movies ever made. If that doesn't get your attention there and you want to watch it right away, I suppose. But the definitive version of the Euro horror classic, now scanned from the original negative. You can tell that there's some really cool set pieces. I love the dungeon settings in some of these old British horror movies. The old castle dungeons with the torches on the wall. Really nice. So I guess we can do a quick recap of the movies before we dive into the book. A quick little recap here. You get Castle of the Living Dead, Challenge of the Devil, or Challenge the Devil. It's the second time I did that. Crypt of the Vampire, Sherlock Holmes and the Deadly Necklace, Theater Macabre, and the Torture Chamber of Dr. Sadism. They all come housed in this beautiful box. And now we're going to dive into the book. I think they said it was 100 pages. Let me pause it, give myself a little room, and we'll dive into this. Make sure that we show the Severin logo, and it's I don't think the pages are numbered, but I believe this is roughly 100 pages. There's like a kind of a little tributary to him, a little tribute to him. Christopher Lee was born in 1922, May 27th, and then he passed away June 7th, 2015. What a great career the man had. One of the greatest to ever do it. And you have to let me know what was your favorite role or your favorite movie of Christopher Lee. I mean, he had so many great iconic roles. Everybody knows him as Dracula, but he did so much more than just Dracula. Fu Manchu, Rasputin. Is that the Rasputin movie? Yeah, that's Rasputin the Mad Monk. He was really, really great. We don't really have actors like this anymore. I can't think of any offhand. I mean, we do have great actors. I really think Johnny Depp is really superb, in my opinion. There's some really good actors, but nothing that comes close to this legend here, is what I'm trying to say, I guess. But check out this artwork here. Get that glitter off of there. That's for the movie Hercules and the Haunted World, and that is a German theatrical poster. Really nice. So I know this movie or this box set has been out for 4 years now. I just wanted to do an unboxing on my channel. I'm sure this has been unboxed hundreds of times already, but I always like to give it my little spin and my little thoughts on this. I'm really glad to have this, and I'm looking forward to part 2 when it comes in. I will do an unboxing of that as well. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what your favorite Christopher Lee movie is, or his favorite role. And I guess we'll say goodbye from the Walnuts compound, Heidi and Hannah. We're gonna get out into the yard and do some cleaning up and do a little early spring cleaning, even though it's still kind of winter here in Wisconsin. Hope you guys enjoy your weekend. Take care wherever you are, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching.